to push the boundaries, right? All great heroes, all great men, all great heroic men of our past have pushed the boundaries to create freedom, what truly is freedom. Think about every great man that you admire. Better men choosing freedom over the half-truths that society and culture would give you, leaving you a guest in your own home. There's a scene in the movie of Lion King where Mufasa tells Simba that everywhere the light touches, that's his kingdom. And man, that has such an importance, such a truth in the meaning of our lives. Everything that we can shed some light on, everything that we can shed our wisdom, our skills, our talent, our sovereignty upon, it becomes ours. It's our kingdom. And I want you to imagine moving into a new apartment or buying a new home. At first, it really doesn't feel like yours because you haven't searched out every room. You haven't decorated it according to your style. You haven't made it yours yet. You feel like a guest until you search out every room. Maybe you make some repairs, you paint it, you decorate it, you make it yours. You begin to attain or attend to what's yours and make it in your style. Everything that you touch, everything that your light touches, everything that your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding and skills touch becomes yours. Without thinking, if someone asked you if you were free, you would say, yeah, of course, I can do what I want. But the question is, can we really? There's a difference between some half-truth freedom and actual freedom, the sovereignty to do as you will. We live in a world where they tell you, you can do this, you can do that, you can go this direction, but you can't cross this line. You can't cross these boundaries. You can't push these boundaries. This is off limits. You're fine over here, but you're off limits over here. And we accept that because culture and society and the world gives us all these pleasures to run on our senses, and we get caught up in the distractions of the world, and we're fine with that. We can have this, and we're okay with that, and we never question the unknown because we're fine with these distractions, these pleasures that tickle our senses. But as men, we're not created to be confined in being told you can have this. We're created to explore the unknown, to expand and extend our talents, our characteristics. Being told what you can do and what you cannot do, that isn't freedom. And I'm not suggesting that we should run wild and create chaos and disorder. But there's a lot of things, there's a lot of situations, especially in today's politically correct world, where man needs to shed his light on that. Man needs to begin to decorate his house so that he can take ownership of that situation. The bureaucrats and the higher up telling me that I cannot do this because it fits their agenda, but hinders mine, is not freedom. If you live in a world that doesn't feel like yours, if you live in an environment that doesn't feel like yours, it's because you haven't attended that. You haven't begun to shine light on that. And we see a lot of men that feel lost and feel like they don't have a place. And so they shrink to the corners. And they say, oh, hell, it's all over. There's nothing I can do. There is something we can do. And that's what it is to be a man. Every culture, every age has had those situations where those men, they're at that crossroads. They're on the fence whether should I just stay where I'm at and what they've given me, or should I stand up for what I believe in? Should I stand up for what's right? And we have all those men that chose the path of rightness and to shed their light and shed their strength. We have those men to thank for where we currently are. It's those men that direct society. That's freedom. Going against what you've been positioned to believe is freedom and standing up for what truly is your right, your liberty, your freedom. And as men, that's that nature within us to push the boundaries, right? All great heroes, all great men, all great heroic men of our past have pushed the boundaries to create freedom, what truly is freedom. Think about every great man that you admire. They push the boundaries. They may even break the rules of society. But just because it's a rule doesn't mean that it's right. And it doesn't mean that it's freedom. Those men that are willing to push the boundaries, to shed their light, to shed their characteristics, their virtue, their manhood on their kingdom, are the rightful owners that inherit some liberty, that inherit role, that inherit freedom. If you feel lost, if you feel like the situation isn't yours, whatever it may be, begin to shed some light on it. Shed your truth on it. Shed your strength on it. Shed your sovereignty on it. And in doing so, we attain freedom. We attain liberty. Never be satisfied with the pleasures that tickle your senses that society would give you. They want to distract you so that you never stand up for your true freedom, your true sovereignty. The world is scared of men that take their rightful ownership of their kingdom, if you will, that shed their light, their wisdom, their knowledge on true freedom, true liberties. Because a man that is truly free, a man that is truly sovereign, cannot be controlled, cannot be dictated, of course, in course to the other's agendas. You're a man. You were created to be free. You were created to challenge the boundaries. And if it's entrapping you and caging you into these little pleasure boundaries, step up. Begin to explore your kingdom. Begin to shed some light on it and take ownership of who you are. I love you guys. You'll hear me next episode.